Hello and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George Clark and today I get to check out the new Deluxe Edition Blu-ray release of Battle Creek Brawl from Idiot Films. Don't forget folks, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video and all that jibber jabber, and thank you very much for supporting Invincible Asia. So continuing on from their re-release of Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin, I am super happy that Kung Fu Bob has graced the cover once again of an earlier Idiot Films release. While I was quite happy with those previous Blu-ray releases, I just feel it's right in giving Kung Fu Bob the rest of that collection, considering what an amazing job he has done with the likes of Shaolin Wooden Men, Killer Meteors, Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, and so on and so on. What I am surprised at, mind you, is the fact that Battle Creek Brawl is getting this deluxe edition, considering the amount of incredible Jackie Chan movies that just got regular releases there. I do find it a very fun movie. I have stated this many times before. But it's definitely not one of his best. It is a kind of just a fun movie, and definitely one from my... Fuck, I can't get into these things ever. Definitely one from my childhood that I have fond memories of. Excuse me for being such an animal. Anyway, before I get stuck into this, let's jump away back, of course, as I always do, to see where it all started. And that was on VHS here, released by the Video Collection. A movie I remember picking up in Belfast. Had to bring my nan in to get, because the video store that was selling it had got a rake of these, and Dragon Lord, which was also released on the Video Collection. And of course I needed someone who was older than me to purchase them, because they would not allow me to. And I did enjoy it. It was a fun movie. Definitely one that I often went back to, I have to say, as a younger teen. But as time went on, I kind of started to ignore that. Now, whenever Hong Kong Legends released it on DVD, it was fantastic to finally see it in this digitally remastered state. It was much nicer than the video, of course it was, and just wonderful to see. But I just felt that the Big Brawl, or Battle Creek Brawl, looked a little more tired than most of Jackie Chan's movies. And of course it has a very American influence there with Robert Klaus and stuff behind it. But then whenever Idiot Films initially released it on Blu-ray, I kind of was a bit dubious about what it was going to do for me. But of course I'm going to pick it up, being a massive fan and collector. And this was a new 2K restoration, and it knocked my socks off. It was pretty cool. Again, jumping from video to that DVD to this was highly impressive. It really, really, really did make such a difference. It still has that, I don't know, there's such a beigey kind of tinge to this movie. A lot of cheesy American acting. That was the time of it, of course. And I didn't not like this here from cover from the Dude Designs. I thought it was pretty cool. So yes, whenever they did announce that Kung Fu Bob was coming back to give us this, I got very, very excited, of course, because I really love what they had done with Snake and the Crane Arts of Shaolin, in that deluxe edition. But again, this is just a movie I don't know, maybe didn't really deserve a deluxe edition before Dragon Fist or before many others there. But again, considering what they've put out there in single disc form, Operation Condor and Crime Story, things like that, Heart of the Dragon, for this to get this deluxe edition was kind of a wee bit hard to stomach. Anyway, let's get stuck into it, because I am excited to see what they've done with it in terms of the differences. Apart from the absolutely gorgeous artwork here from Kung Fu Bob, and the additions in there of, I think, a book, maybe poster, lobby cards, things like that. Okay, let's crack this open and get stuck in. And I do hope there is a new restoration. They do say It is a brand new 2K restoration from the original negatives. This one, stunning 1080p presentation from a brand new 2K restoration. So I don't know if it's the same one. I know there are lobby cards in here also. I will go back and check that out just to see if they are different, of course, with you. But here we have it. More stunning artwork from Kung Fu Bob. Good to have you back. Good, sir. This is just wonderful and so colourful. So colourful. I don't know, maybe it's just the big kind of cheesy wrestlers in this movie that I... it was a product of its time. Let's just say that. We'll leave it at that. Product of its time. And here is the back. Now, what I will do is try to gently peel this off. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody, oh, fuck. Right, okay. And behind there we have got this. So, can you see that all right? I know it gets a wee snippet on that cover. So, front, side, and back, with the same wee snippet of artwork down here, which is pretty cool. I do like that. That's a pretty, yeah, it's a pretty nice, nice wee poster piece. Okay, right, with this limited edition. Okay, so rigid slipcase featuring brand new artwork from Kung Fu Bob O'Brien, 6 double-sided collector's lobby card reproductions, fold-out double-sided poster featuring the Big Brawl art, limited edition 80-page perfect bound book, including Searching for a Big Break in the Big Brawl by Paul Bramhall, Battle Creek Brothers by Brian Burkhart, and Coming to America Round 1 by Andrew Heskins, plus selected archival imagery, posters, promo stills, and more. I never thought I'd see the day where the Big Brawl gets an 80-page book dedicated to it. Never thought I'd see it. Okay, features include stunning 1080p presentation from a brand new 2K restoration. I'm holding you to that. Original English mono audio track with optional English SDH. Audio commentary with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. I think that is a new addition there. Let me just check here. Optional. Yep, seems to be. Audio commentary with Frank Jeng and FJ DeSanto. And again, that's not something that's on the original release there. Archive interview with Jackie Chan on here. Interview with producer Raymond Chow on here also. We've got Rumble in the USA. Jackie Chan takes on America. Rumble in the USA on here also. Battle Hardened. David West on Battle Creek Brawl. David West on here. And then we have a stills gallery and theatrical trailer. And the USA, the Big Brawl trailer, again, possibly on here because it just says trailers. But yes, I'm going to check out what the lobby cards are in this one first, just so that I'm not shocked whenever I open that one. So let's see inside. I don't even think I ever opened these. Oh, I did. Maybe I did, and then I taped it all back together. Not too sure. Anyway, oh, I did, totally. Yeah, so... Bum, bum, bum. Flick, flick, flick. So there's four in the original release. Stupid movie, honestly. Okay, I'll set this to the side just so that I can grab it quickly whenever I start with this. Okay, let's pop all of this out here because there's a lot to enjoy. I'll get the disc out first and get it out of the way. Of course, comes out with Kung Fu Bob's artwork, as you can see, which is pretty cool. I do love this. This is incredibly colourful, as most of his works are, if not all of his works are. But this one just has a very different range of colours about it, I have to say. It is obviously about the red, white and blue for America there. Inside, we have got the lobby cards and the disc, which is pretty cool. It is quite a different disc to the original release, as you can see. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, and inside the reversible cover is... Wow, okay. So this is the original reversible cover in their first release, and now we have got a totally new cover, which is very, very exciting. Cannot wait to flip this about. How cool. And then Kung Fu Bob's on the other side. Wow, so this means quite a mix of different covers and different artwork all over. I mean, for a Jackie Chan movie that is not one of my favorites, having 4 editions of this movie says otherwise, doesn't it? Okay, let's get into these lobby cards. Someone told me, they said, oh, just slip the white thing off, it's no problem. You can slip it back on. It doesn't budge. Oh, fuck. Right. Doing it. Just tearing it. Okay. So, let me quickly shoot through. And these are all very different to what came in the originals, which is wonderful. Double-sided, which is even better. Okay. So the first one, here we have the actress. I can't remember her name. And then on the back, a lovely black and white shot. Really like that, actually. I mean, this movie could have been so much more had they give Jackie a bit more creative control there in terms of his fight scenes. They practically could have put any Asian guy in this role. In terms of what they kind of choreographed for him. It wasn't overly exciting. Still was many moments that Jackie got to impress with his acrobatics and energy, but still could have been so much more. Oh, Jesus, they're all falling. I need an extra hand. Here we have another, and then on the flip side, a really cool black and white shot. In fact, this is making me want to see the movie in black and white. I think it may actually be better in black and white. I don't really enjoy the color palette of this film, and that dusty Midwest setting. Not really a fan of it. It's an interesting shot there. So here we have the last one, and on the other side, a pretty fun shot there of Jackie with his gaping mouth. Okay, pop these back in because there's still so much to enjoy. I mean, this is obviously going to be my favorite release of this movie, without a doubt. I can't deny how beautiful it is already. And I'll not go back to this original 88 film release only to put it up against what they have produced here, just to see if that quality really is a new 2K restoration and really is even more impressive than before. Let me get out the poster here because I'm always excited to get a brand new Kung Fu Bob poster. Oh my gosh, yes please. Let's start, before I turn it around, let's start with this. Wow, that is pretty cool looking. I do love the artwork for it, I have to say. Even this American one, I'm kind of excited to have a Big Brawl poster. And then on the other side, the one that is going in the frame because it looks freaking fabulous. Well done, Kung Fu Bob. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. So good. I mean, Jesus, this is going to look awesome in a frame, actually. Very, very excited to get that in. Oh, happy days. Okay, and then the last thing to share with you there is, of course, this 80-page surprise me, this 80-page booklet. Okay, wow. I never expected to see the day, but here we go. And this is how all of Jackie's should have been released. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, of course, but I do feel that there are many of his other titles there from Idea Films and from other distribution companies that deserve this very, very same treatment. Okay, let's get in here without pulling the book apart. I have to say, on my trip to Japan there, when I went into the DVD store, book off and found pretty much all of Jackie's releases. I was very, very excited. I really just couldn't pick them up because of space in terms of my suitcase. But the one film that I did not find was this one. I have to say, couldn't find a Japanese release of this anywhere, which I don't know, was I surprised? I mean, there's the Japanese poster right there. It looks awesome, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it just wasn't available at that time. So it clearly has been released in Japan, which is great. But yeah, a lot to love here. This is beautifully laid out. Really, really nicely done. I will actually be excited to get stuck into this and read it properly. There's a full Japanese spread on it. And there's Mako, of course. Yeah, this, I mean, I am excited for it. Don't get me wrong. Although it's not one of my favorites, I still enjoy watching it. I just think it hasn't aged well. I think that's probably the case. It hasn't aged well. And given Jackie these big old men wrestlers to deal with, really didn't it didn't excite me, I have to say. And I think it was maybe a wee bit offensive to put Jackie, with the skills that he had, up against these people just for the American audience. But hey, that's just me. Anyway, this is a beautiful book. Gorgeous. Really well done. Dedicating this piece to my sister Barbara, who spent her life fighting a big brawl against violence, ignorance and racial discrimination with love, peace, truthful information, art and the kindest of hearts. No one that met you will ever forget you, Bob O'Brien. That's a beautiful wee piece there, and a lovely way to finish that book. Very nice. Wow. Gosh, what a piece. What a piece. And what a set. I mean, overall, an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous release. Really excited to start to get in and really check that out there. Of course, as I say, I'm going to put this up against it. Watch this for about 10-15 minutes maybe. Let that quality sink in and see if this here is going to impress me much more than their initial release. Anyway, I'll be right back. So, just back after checking out the new Idiot Films Deluxe Edition set of Battle Creek Brawl, aka the Big Brawl. And, well, was it worth picking up? I mean, for me, as a huge fan of Kung Fu Bob's artwork, yes, absolutely. For this alone, and for the poster inside, and to get this awesome looking menu, yes, for me, it was worth picking up. Was the quality much better? Not particularly in my eyes. I mean, I watched about 20 minutes of their original Idiot Films Blu-ray release of Battle Creek Brawl, which is actually still quite nice. It's a good 2K restoration, and it did the job fine. It really looked good. It looked great. You can definitely see that there is an upgrade as such. There's a lot more noise though. Because of that, it seems to have brought out a lot more noise, which isn't a terrible thing. Still, if you don't have the original release, absolutely, by all means, get your hands on it. Has it made me love the movie anymore? Absolutely not. In fact, it just made me feel even worse about it because it's not. I don't feel that this movie has really aged well. That's not Jackie's fault, as we all know. I did watch it in its original language version, of course, and then I went back. There's 2 audio commentaries, of course, which are new to this, not on the original. The one with Kim Newman and Barry for sure, and then also Frank Jeng and FJ DeSanto. I did listen to Frank and FJ. Very entertaining audio commentary, I have to say. They did have plenty to say about it, and kind of shared a lot of similar thoughts about this movie that I have myself. In terms of the extra features though, it is pretty much everything else that's on the original disc, all but for the USA trailer for the Big Brawl. That wasn't on the original disc, but it was pretty cool to see. Untouched, not restored, which is awesome, because if you do go and watch both trailers that are available on here in their entirety, watch that quality, and then jump into that new 2K restoration, then it will knock your socks off, because it does look beautiful, don't get me wrong. The booklet I did get through. It is fantastic, a wonderful read. Again, I'm just shocked that there's an 80-page book on Battle Creek Brawl. But yeah, it's just a movie that I loved as a kid, I loved as a teenager. I've just really kind of grown tired of it. It hasn't aged well. It is definitely a product of its time, and probably just a little too American for me. But again, this artwork, is what had me hooked. This is gorgeous. One of my favorite Kung Fu Bob covers. Just glad that there is a poster in there. And as I say, the disc itself, if you missed out on the original release, is absolutely well worth picking up. So thank you once again for watching another video here on Invincible Asia. Don't forget you can check out hundreds of others here on the channel. You can also show your continued support by heading over to my new merch store or by checking out invincibleasia.com, where you can read my full movie reviews and follow me on Instagram @InvincibleAsia. Until next time though, enjoy your Kung Fu and I will see you soon.